The light is painful to my eyes.
Hi, I'm Jed Stevens. I'm a computer programmer since the age of 10. I've worked on 3 full games as a personal project. I've worked on my own application for phone as my own personal project. I'm currently the lead on a developer team for making a new application looking to come out at the end of this summer, and I'm also currently working on my own personal projects. So I guess you could call me an expert in computers.
So, like, do you think that the general consumer going to a store will be paying an unfair price for their product?
Oh yeah, totally, man. Like, any time that someone doesn't know about what they're buying or what they're trying to get into, if like, for example, when you go to a computer store, they are experts in their own way. They have been working there for presumably some time, and they're there because they're interested in what they're selling, most likely. And so they know what they're talking about, and if they sense that you don't understand what you're talking about, there is room for someone to take advantage of that lack of knowledge. They're like, for example, if you know, a big case of this is Apple. If you're not informed about the specs of your PC and what you're actually buying hardware-wise, not just you're buying a new Mac. Like, if you don't know all the little pieces and actually what you're getting inside that machine, they can ramp up the prices as high as they want because they know you don't know anything. You know, it's a big thing with Apple. Yes, you know you're paying for their build quality and their look and their brand or whatever you want, I guess, from that. But it's overpriced in terms of what the machine can do. Like, for example, you can totally hand build your PC by buying each of the components and making your own desktop that runs, I don't want to say numbers, but it will run many times faster than a Mac for much less price. And that's pretty much it. If you don't know all the pieces going into it, they can sense that, and they will take advantage of that lack of knowledge. It's very easy. It's very easy in in North America specifically to do this. The profit margins are something to be sought after, especially with a giant company. One of the 2 giant companies, Microsoft and Apple. It's very easy for them to control their customers, especially when a lot of the Apple community is very, very loyal. They're very, very brand loyal. They're very, like, attached to the logo, attached to the software they know, and without that will to push deeper and to learn something more about what you're doing with it, yeah, there's a chance that there's totally stuff that's going way over your head and you don't understand it. And that's literally because you do not wish to understand it, but it can affect you, and it can affect you in a very big way. And one of those big ways is by taking a huge chunk out of your wallet, so to speak. Let me know when I'm good.
So, do you know of any scheming marketing tactics that are used
Yeah.
in said computer world?
Oh yeah. I have a friend who will remain unnamed, who may or may not work at a Best Buy, and he's told me, because we play a lot of video games. He's told me that he's pretty much told by his higher-ups that he is supposed to shove these service plans down the customer's throat, basically. And what these service plans are, it's like a warranty, but then there's it's a tiered system. So you get oh, look at this, the 3rd tier, look at all those check marks, you're gonna get all those benefits with all those check marks. It's one of those lists that has all these check marks that, like, wow, you're not getting as much if you don't get this. It's all a sales ruse. It's a tactic. It's nothing more than a sales tactic. And basically why they do this is because a lot of the times the companies that sell the product to a Best Buy, to a Future Shop, Future Shop's like business, but companies that sell to these consumer stores that you could go pick up a thing from, there's contracts between those, and they're pretty much telling the store that you have to sell our product at a given price because we want to control the price of our product. An example of that is gaming consoles, and Wii, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft will always send a contract with those to ensure that they're getting sold at the same price at every other store. So it's to Microsoft, it's a fair way to sell their product. But what that means for Best Buy is that they don't have a large profit margin, meaning they don't make a lot of money off of that. So when they have sales on an Xbox or sales on a Wii or whatever, it's coming out of the company's pocket to do that. So these service plans that they add on top of their, computers, laptops, etc., it's essentially money in their pocket. It's money added on to this contracted product that they're making minimal off of, and the service plan becomes a lot more of a margin for them, because to them it's, someone can bring in their computer and tinker a little bit because they understand what's going on inside, and the buyer does not. So for them, it is a huge wad of cash in their pocket coming directly from your wallet. It is very schemy. It can be. It's not always schemy, because it really depends what you're looking at. And this is the thing: is if you don't know what you're looking at, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, you could be getting ripped off. You literally have no idea. You just absolutely no idea, especially if you're not informed. Even someone like me who is informed, there's a ton of stuff that goes on behind the curtain that I couldn't even tell you what it is. I don't work at a Best Buy. That's not what I do. So it's hard to say what is actually going on. I know as much as I do, but there's still stuff that could be going on. It's always like that.
So, do you have any personal experience with like schemy marketing tactics or getting ripped off or anything where someone was trying to take advantage of a customer or you for not having enough knowledge?
Yeah. One time comes to mind, not personally that it was a girl I was with. We had taken her malfunctioning MacBook into the Genius Bar, and basically we were there for a very, very long time, which first of all was upsetting to me, but they made us wait there, and I felt like that was because we didn't look like we had money, so I felt like they were coming after people with money more so than they were coming at two university students, which was upsetting in its own way. But basically what had happened to the girl I was with's laptop was that it just wasn't working. We were a few weeks into school. She had some notes on it, not that many, but basically they were going to replace the entire Mac because of what the issue was. I wasn't entirely sure what was going on. I don't use Mac. I couldn't fix it, so we take it here because she has a service plan. She wanted to use it, and they basically tell her that they're going to replace her Mac for free, but to move her files over was going to be $100 for a data transfer, whatever they wanted to call it. And they were going to keep her laptop there for 24 hours, which is unacceptable when you go to school. It's unacceptable when you need to take your laptop to class. So basically, they were trying to, get an extra $100 out of her, and I told her that that's something that I can do with a USB in 30 seconds. It's not that much time at all. So during this, I go to the washroom because we were there for a very long time, and as I come back, I see the genius trying to sell the girl that I was with an external hard drive, which is good. An external hard drive is a good thing to have, but it's an extra $100 that you don't need, especially when if we go back to my place, I have a USB and I can do this in 30 seconds. It's just like they're trying to take advantage of a girl who is not into computers at all. She doesn't want to deal with the hard stuff, whatever, it's fine. But the thing is, if you don't know that, then you could be paying extra money, $100 extra, for something that could take someone who knows what they're doing 30 seconds. And it's really what I think very disgusting as a company to do something like that. I think it's very uncourteous of a company to do something like that, especially when these people actually know what they're doing and could do it very quickly for free. It's capitalism at its finest.